the Vape and Computer Guy. Today we're going to review the Goblin Mini RTA.
Okay, so let's do the boxing of the Goblin Mini RTA from UD or UD. I have opened this up and then just put things back in. So I'm going to show it to you here. I have not used it yet. So this is the box it comes in. You have normally your authenticity seal there. Scratch and check, and you can go to that website or scan that that code. Let's pop her open. You have your little spec sheet here. Some information. And here you go. Now, this normally comes in here. You have a glass tip on there. You can see Goblin inside there. So you got your glass drip tip there. And it comes with two of them. So you have two of those. Let's see all the goodies here, which came in a little bag, but I took them out because the bag was a pain in the neck to get them out of. So you got an extra glass piece. You've got an extra O-ring there around the glass. You have an O-ring here. I'm not sure where this section is for yet. This is your adapter to use a standard drip tip. Another O-ring. See what that's for after. We'll explain that. We got a little Phillips screw, and I'm sorry, that was a flathead screw, and here's a Phillips screw. So these are your glass pieces there, and you can pop this in and put a standard tip in there. Which I like the way that looks. Looks pretty good. Looks kind of long though, but so this are the screws. As you can see, that's right down into your chamber there, onto your deck. O-ring on the top there. Another O-ring here. You can unscrew here. One interesting thing about this, look at that airflow. It's bottom airflow. And along the side here, over on this side, that's how you control it. A little slide there. As you can see here, it's closing it off. So I don't know how well that'll be yet in terms of preventing dripping going from in there straight through right onto your mod, but I guess we'll find out. You can see from those juice channels. Let's see if we can make that a little clearer. If we take off this O-ring, of course I took it out once. The O-ring was popping off every second. Now it's like you can't get it off. But yeah, if you look at that, you can see those look like decent sized channels there. You can see the 4 channels. So when you build, we're going to build straight down in there. Now, I haven't used this at all yet. It looks like you got the Phillips screws in there now. I'm not sure why they give you one Phillips and one flathead. I guess, oh, for down there, there you go. That's your fill port under there, I guess. Alright, so it's a bottom fill. Let's go ahead and clean this up, and then I'll be back, and we'll build on this thing and see how she is. Okay, so we're back, and everything is nice and washed and clean. Make sure to always wash your new equipment because there's always machining oil on there. Even if it didn't feel it, like here I didn't feel it, if you smelt it, you know, it smelled like gun cleaning oil. You can smell it on there. I'm gonna build a nickel build on here using 28 gauge nickel, and let me show you what that little piece here, which I didn't realize in the beginning. When you build on here, my glasses on there. When you build on this deck, let's get you a little. All right, when you build on this, you can see your juice channels along the sides here for each side of for the 2 coils. Well, this little piece allows you to do a single build. You can insert that there, and that's going to fill the 2 juice channels and close off the airflow. And then when you put your screw this into the deck here, gotta get those threads. I won't do it all the way, but you can see there it'll be completely closed off, and you can actually build a single coil on here. Alright, so got a little bit of tissue in there from drying it off. So that's cool. But let's build a dual coil nickel build on here now. Let's put it on here. Gives a little bit of a base. They don't give you a screwdriver. No little blue screwdriver. I don't know what's the matter with them. They saved a 100th of a penny, I guess. But let's loosen that up, and that was actually kind of tight. Let's see those holes. Not the biggest holes, but it'll work. There we go. They feel like grub screws, but they are Phillips. They're pretty tight in there, coming from the manufacturer. So you can see the size of the holes there. Thing is with nickel, here's the problem actually. If I build a double nickel build on here, trying to get the resistance right on here, you really got to make this a lot of coils, because you know, if I take 26 gauge nickel, it takes about 14 wraps to get 1 ohm, and if I'm going to try and do, I can vape down to about 0.5 on things like the EVIC VT, but if we do a double coil on here, it's going to get pretty low. So you got to do like a couple of 14 wrap coils on here. So let's scratch that idea. Let's go back to Kentel. Let's do a couple of standard Kentel builds on here. So let's get a piece of wire there, piece of wire there. Since we're going to do that, we might as well use our trusty Coil Master here, because it's quick and easy. So pop that through. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we'll leave it like that. See how fast you get pretty perfect coil. Do the same thing again. When using nickel, I tend to build them on a screwdriver, keeping it slightly apart, and then when you're done, push it together and it springs back, and you will get a pretty perfect coil just about every time. See, I talked, now I forgot. Was that eight wraps over there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Problem is, if you don't make it the same, then one coil is going to heat up faster than the other, because the resistance is going to be different on the two. Pretty good coil. So, alright. What I tend to do is, since I find my trusty nail clippers, which is what I like to use to cut wire, shorten those up. Now, try and keep them pretty even there. The thing is, you're going to want to get your coil over that airflow. So, I tend to try and do that with the coil. Try and get over there a little better. We could use our trusty blue screwdriver. Hold it roughly in place. Good thing we have a million of these. Sorry about that focus, folks. You know, it's always hard to, it keeps going in and out. I'm trying to get it just right for you to see things. Alright, so you can tighten those up. So now you can bend this a little bit. You can position it a little better. Alright. Now, of course, you want to make sure you're not touching. The wires don't want to touch the deck. You'll short out. So that coil's above it, right above the airflow. Same thing with this coil. Try to bend this a little bit. So that I can move it to where I want it. There we go, we got one coil there, and the coil there. Let's give a quick reading here, see what we get. 24.5, a little higher than I normally would have wanted, but it'll work. Screws look like they're down pretty tight. Focus again. Let's see, how does that look? Oh, that one's going a lot faster than this one. It might have come loose. Okay, so a tiny bit of tweaking off camera and a little brighter light environment, and we're glowing pretty good there. That's what you want to see. Okay, so we'll let that cool down for a moment and we'll wick it up. Tend to do. Take my organic cotton, cut a piece a little bit thicker. Now, sometimes you like to peel off the outside of it. A lot of different ways of doing it. Lately, I've just been separating this piece in half and using that. Hopefully that's cool enough. If not, I'm sure I'll find out soon enough. Alright. Alright, that actually might be too much for those channels, but alright, let's take some of that out of my mix there. Let's paint this a little bit. Once that soaks in, I tend to do it a little bit underneath. And if the cotton is a little too long for the channels, we can always cut it. Let's use a trusty little blue screwdriver. Tuck it in. This might be too much cotton now. How's that? No, too much. Alright. Alright, so got that going into the channels. That cover on. down, looks like. Might go both ways, a lot of times they do, but try to catch those threads. There we go. So you can see that. Let's give it a fire. Firing nice. You can see a slight bit of the wick coming through the channels there. So it should pick up the juice nice. After doing that, I like to put an extra drop or two on there. Just a bit now, because this is bottom flow and it's going to flow through straight to the bottom. Take one of these O-rings, which look like there's a little bit of a lip on them. I believe that lip will stay facing up. See, it stays on pretty good right away, so it really does fit well with that. At the top, put the other O-ring on there. That will not work. Let's do this the right way. Catch those threads straight. Had times where you notice the threads looks pretty even all the way around there. Let's take this off now. A little juice there. I don't know if that's juice. No, I don't think so, because you can see it looks pretty dry under here. So that might have been from another device I had on there. So let's hope that tank is on tight now. There you have it. Now let's fill this thing up. So now you're going to need a flat screwdriver. Let's check that 510, by the way. It is adjustable. Alright. Now I don't think it matters if we close off the air because we are filling upside down here. So let's go ahead and remove that screw. Let's see if this little bottle will work. See if you can see that. Nope, that kind of got all over the place. So we're going to have to use something different. Okay, so I just transferred that juice into a syringe type bottle here with a metal tip. Let's go ahead and put some of this in there. I don't have a lot of this made, so we'll deal with whatever we have. Tilt this so you can see straight down in there. And there's your juice. So there's the tank. I'm going to use one of these glass tips. Try that out instead of adding that extension on there. Let's pop that on. Let's clean this off first. At 40 watts, let's bring that down to 30 to start here. It's reading at 0.45. And let's go up and take a vape.
Okay, so I actually brought this down to 20 watts. It's vaping. I think it needs another wash. I think I got a little taste of machine oil in there. Even though I thought I washed it pretty good, sometimes it does need a second wash. You really got to get those things clean. So I got that slight taste of machine oil, so I am going to need to wash this again. The taste is not great right now, but that could be the machine oil. I'm going to give this a wash, clean it up, rejuice it, and come right back. Okay, so re-washed it, re-wicked it, rejuiced it. Let's see how we're doing here. Pretty nice. Flavor's certainly better. No more machine oil taste. I've had that happen. Sometimes a good wash still isn't enough, and it needs a second one. And after the juice is in there, it just helps it come out. Waste of juice, but what can you do? I'm finding the airflow is excellent. It's not the easiest to get to the airflow without taking off. Pretty much got to take off the tank if you want to change it, or use your thumbnail or a screwdriver or something. It is nice. It is small. I love the way it fits on there. It's very small. The drip tip, if you're using their glass drip tip. But it works. Again, I'm still getting 0.45 ohms on here. I'm at about 17 watts. I don't know how people vape tanks at 30, 40, 50 watts. I never find that. That doesn't work for me. It doesn't get enough juice fast enough. And I had this up higher, and if you're not vaping constantly, it's fine. I'm finding this tank is nice. It's small. It's cute. It's a little bit of a tight build in there, but it works. I like the tank. I like it a lot. I'm not going to say it's a clouds chaser or a flavor chaser. I don't know if it's really great for either of those, although I have been only using it for about an hour, fooling around with it, as you've seen on camera since I got it. It's nice. I like it. I'm happy with it. I'm certainly going to use it. As for how good it is for flavor over the long term, that you probably have to watch some other reviews, or I'll post something in a couple of weeks. But I just wanted to use this one right out of the box and get started with it and let you know what I thought about it. So there you go. I got this from myvaporstore.com. I think it was $27.99 in stock the next day with priority mail. I've been getting a lot of stuff from them. I've been happy with them. They're on the East Coast, so I get my stuff quick. And it's nice. So I certainly recommend it. It's not the most expensive tank. It's nice. It's small. It does its job. I like how clear it is. You can see from top to bottom exactly what's in there. Doesn't hold a ton of juice, but when you're vaping like this on low wattage, a small 3 or 4 milliliter tank, does last most of the day for most people, I think. All right. Let me know what you think. If you've used it, had any problems. So far, I haven't had any leaking problems with the bottom airflow on there. There are two pretty big holes along the bottom, so that you don't even have to use mods that have bottom airflow, because they've already allowed for that by the way they designed the bottom base of the tank. Yeah, if you've had any problems and experience with it, please comment below. Let me know what you think. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. And have a great day. Quick follow-up on this Goblin Mini. I've been using it for a number of hours now throughout the day, and I've been getting more and more pleased with it. She's vaping nice. Taste has gotten better on it. It's not a cloud chaser, but it's nice. It's small, very compact. Probably nice on a small mechanical mod. But yeah, I like it. For the price, you can't beat it. Let me know what you think below, and please subscribe to my channel.